I'm Zach Huberty, and I'm here at the Black Hole National Enduro in Indiana. We're here with Cory Buttrick's factory Beta 430RR. I'm his mechanic for the GNCCs and National Enduros, and also the team manager for Beta USA. Starting at the front, we're equipped with a Washougal dual compound Kenda front tire. He prefers the 8100. As far as brake setup, we run a stock front brake with stock brake pads and then a stock Galliper front rotor. We have a couple different choices of rotors, but this is the one that he prefers. Front forks, Stillwell suspension. On the rear, we run a Fox RC3 shock. He has a little different valving than what Jesse Graham has. It's a little faster and stiffer. HBD Graphics does all of our graphics. Enduro Engineering equips us with handguards. As far as handlebars, Cory has a couple different setups, but on a two-stroke he used to run the Champ bend, but once he went to the four-stroke he wanted something lower, so we now run the Odai McGrath bend with super soft half-waffle grips. They're kind of a little bit gummier than the normal grip. Throughout the bike there's a lot of titanium. Main goal is to make the bike light, and so we'll have titanium on the triple clamps, all the engine bolts, and then just some other decorative areas of the bike. Cory runs stock 23mm offset triple clamps. Those have the titanium bolts on them. He prefers his forks at the first line. Some people, like Jesse Graham, decide to run them at the 0 mark, but he runs them at the first. Starting at the engine, it's a 430RR. One thing unique about this engine is that it has titanium intake valves and steel exhaust valves. He prefers to run a stock clutch, but we run the Recluse cover for added oil and helps keep the motor a little cooler. As far as a lot of this bike, we've done a lot of heat prevention to it. Four strokes are hotter, so we've wrapped the tank with a design engineering heat wrap. All the radiator hoses are wrapped, and then we also run a Nihilo Concepts carbon fiber overflow catch can, and that just catches any coolant that comes out, and then when the bike cools, like down a straightaway, it'll actually suck the coolant back into the bike. And then equipped with that, we have the Mylars radiators, which hold more fluid, which in turn helps keep the motor a lot cooler. This bike is carbureted, which is a little different than most. Next year we'll be going to fuel injection, but carbureted has been fairly bulletproof, and once you figure it out and get it all set up, you don't really have to make too many adjustments. A few unique things that we have on this bike are Bono brake pedal, made by Beta and the Bono company, and it's a lot stronger than what a stock brake pedal would be. It's all made out of a CNC built aluminum, and then we have the Nihilo Concepts titanium brake tip on that. One thing about Cory is he's pretty hard on brakes. So we've made a special setup for him that takes a brake reservoir line that goes up into the air box, and then up here inside there's a little piece in here that we can fill up and bleed throughout the race. It holds about twice as much fluid, keeps it a lot cooler, and just helps keep everything better throughout the day. And sometimes we won't bleed it throughout the day, but most times we'll bleed it just out of precaution. And then equipped with that, he runs a sintered rear brake pad with 2 heat shields on it. Also helps keep the heat out of it. And then inside the lines you run a Motul 660 brake fluid, which is the best brake fluid out there that you can run in a brake line. As far as gearing, he runs 1350 gearing, a Talon sprockets, and then a DID X-ring chain. Going to the rear of the bike, he runs a PowerCore 4 exhaust and then a Power Bomb header. The PowerCore 4 is nice because it comes with a spark arrestor insert, or it has an Allen that you can take out and you can pull out the insert. On the 4 strokes, the spark arrestor doesn't make too much of a difference as it does in the 2-stroke, but for the National Enduros, we run the spark arrestor insert inside it. Going to the back a little bit further, we're running a Kenda Washougal for this race. It's going to be a little more intermediate terrain, so that's our choice. One thing we do is run a 19-inch bib in the rear. It's a little different than what most people run, but we found that it works for us, and it's been something that Kenda's helped us with. We run a Dirt Tricks rear solid rotor Also helps with keeping everything cool and also strong brake feel. This is one of our hard parts, solid rear brake disc guards. It's a two-piece. It replaces the brake carrier, and then you have the fin that's replaceable that is attached by 4 Allens.